Hi everyone! Today we are going to do a painting for the fall season. It's going to be a lone tree on a hill. As always, you can put your own creative spin on this. We have all the supplies here that was provided in the kit. We have our paintbrushes, our paints. We have some water for cleaning. We have some Q-tips here for tree leaves. Let's get started. First off, you'll take your flat tip brush and we are going to paint the entire canvas in blue. You can dip the brush and just swipe it over like I'm doing here, or you can pour some of the blue on your canvas and just spread it around. If you have a bigger paintbrush at home or want to use your hands to spread it out faster, you are more than welcome to. But we're just going to spread this all about until it looks all covered. Nice and blue. Next, we're going to be doing our hill and tree with the black paint. You'll take your flat tip brush again after you've cleaned it and just make a little hill here. Just kind of slant down. And just fill this whole hill in like so. And then we are going to start on our tree. Your hill can be any shape you really want. I preferred this slant just because I like the way the grass looks once we get that painted. For your tree, again, you can do different shapes if you like. I'm choosing to go straight up with the branches kind of veering off to the right. I start with my flat brush just to get the big chunks of the tree done first. You can have a tall tree, short tree, wide tree, whatever makes your heart happy. There's no right or wrong way to do this tree. Alright, now that I've got the bulk done, I'm going to take my smaller fine brush and really bring out these branches. You can make your branches thick, thin, however you like. A vast majority of the branches will be covered with leaves, so if you just want to do short little branches and then do your leaves, that's cool. I'm going to do slightly longer branches, and I'm going to keep some room in between for the moon that's going to end up being in the sky. Again, there's no right or wrong here. Design your tree how you like. Creativity is encouraged. If you want to do a wavy tree, swirly tree, if you would choose to use a different color than black, you are more than welcome to do that as well. I like the contrast here of the black against the blue background. I think it's really pretty. And that's it for my tree. Now I'm going to do some shades of grass blades. You just take your fine tip brush and do little swishes, dipping your brush between each stroke to get the best paint distribution. You can do taller grass, you can do shorter grass. Up to you. Cleaning your brush really well. If your water is too dark, you can always change that out and clean your brush with the fresh water. Now we're going to create our moon. You can place this wherever you like in the sky. I'm choosing to do it here because I would like to have the moon in between the branches. You can have the moon over the tree though, under the tree, wherever you want it to fall in the sky. I'm choosing to do a full moon. You're welcome to do a crescent moon, half moon, whatever you would like. But I start with my white here and just make a circle. Now I'm going to take some blue and do a little bit of shading in the mood for the craters that we see when we look up at the moon. Just take a little bit of blue on the tip and just kind of tap your brush around to kind of push that color out and blend it. Alrighty, now that our moon is done and we're in a dry state, we are going to work on the tree leaves. But before I do that, we are going to mix up some orange. To make orange, you're going to combine a little bit of your red and your yellow. The more yellow you add to the red, the brighter your orange will be. The more red you add to the yellow, the darker your orange will be. I chose to go with a more light, pale orange. You can choose whatever orange color you like. Once you've got that thoroughly mixed and you're happy with your color, and clean your brush and put it aside. Now we're going to take our Q-tips. You can use your whole bundle at once, or you can do like me and separate out some from your bundle. I'm going to start with just 3 to give me more control over where my tree leaves are going. And I'm starting with the red color because I want the darker color on the base. And you're just going to tap it around your branches. Now you can make your tree leaves very full. You can leave it kind of sparse. I prefer a bit of a fuller look myself, so you'll see that as we go. And I get more of the red, yellow, and orange in here. If the wind is blowing in your picture, you are welcome to kind of just angle your branches however you wish to go in here. I'm choosing for my painting to have a sort of wind look as if the wind is blowing from left to right, but not blowing really hard, just a light breeze in my picture. I've got the red base. I'm going to flip these Q-tips over and use the other side and start with my yellow. And I'm just going to tap over. You want to make sure your red is dry before you do this. Otherwise you're going to just create orange blurs. Don't be afraid. As you put the leaves on the trees, if you don't like how it's looking, once it's dry, you can always go back and add more of the dark color in, or more of just a different color to kind of switch it up a bit. No right or wrong here. If you like, you can even take a single Q-tip and just do random leaves floating down from the tree. Now that I'm done with my yellow, I'm going to grab my bundle and do some orange. As you can see, doing the bundle, it gets your leaves on the canvas in a much faster fashion. It covers more ground, so to speak. I split up the group of Q-tips so I can go back and put in a little bit more of the darker colors, giving us some contrast here. Again, you want to make sure between layers everything is dry so it doesn't blend and just become a blobby mess. Unless you'd like a blobby tree. Blobby trees are cool too. I'm just putting the darker colors a bit more on the underside of the branch and keeping the lighter colors towards the top just to reflect some shading, give it a little depth. And there we have our tree. Now we're going to put these aside and we are going to move on to our grass. So you're going to take the fine tip brush again, and you can start with whichever color you like. I'm once again starting with red, and I'm just going to do some swishes of grass in the hill that we created earlier. Again, you can make your blades of grass long, you can make it short. You don't have to put in as many colors. If you want to keep it more dark, that's totally acceptable. I'm going to add in quite a bit of color to mine. Just randomly, sporadically putting these wherever. Now I'm going on to my orange. You can wait between layers on this as well, as far as putting blades of grass on top of the other colors. Mine dried up quickly, so I was able to layer it pretty easily. And this, you can also add in some white if you like. I just did the red, orange, and yellow because I felt like the yellow was bright enough on its own. Very fall colors. I'm just going to write my initials in here since I'm nearly done with this picture. Like to personalize my artwork. Never know, you could get famous. And the last step is just putting a little more depth on that tree. We're just going to do streaks of white on the tree, just to show some like light reflecting off of different parts. And there you have it, your beautiful tree. I hope you enjoyed painting this fall design, and I encourage you to submit your pictures to the leasing office to enter into a contest to win a prize. Happy painting!